Yeah, hello guys. Good evening, guys, and welcome back to the Football Fan Zone with boy Timber Banks. There you go, Timber Banks. Now, on this evening show, guys, I just do a preview for the FA Cup final. Though I know it's kind of like a bit early, but a lot has been happening. There've been stories, managers here and there. There've been moves and everything. So I just thought of just doing the what's it called already? The preview. Though I some people, or should I say some Manchester United fan base, actually believe there's a chance of Manchester United beating Manchester City. And I don't see that happening, man. I do not see it happening. Because I honestly believe if that game, if that match is played 10 times, Man City will win the whole 10. I'm serious. And that's how serious I am. If the match is played 10 times, Manchester City will win the match 10 times. I don't see it happening, man. You know, I do not see it happening. And there have been stories that Harry Maguire is not able to play the match. ah, I don't know how people think Man you are going to beat Man City. I do not see it happening, guys. This is just, it's a fantasy. It's not, realistic. Sometimes, as a fan of a club, sometimes we need to be realistic, man. If it's not possible, it's not possible. And the reason why I said it's not possible is this, man. We all know from the beginning of the season, Manchester City were actually going for the treble. You know, no matter what you want to say, it's the truth. Manchester United, Manchester City were actually going for the treble. But that was put on hold because of the fact that Real Madrid knocked them out of the Champions League. And I honestly believe that Man City are coming for that match with they are going to be bloody, man, guys. They are going to be bloody. They are going to be bloody because they want to do whatever they can to make sure they take that trophy. Honestly. And I know some Manchester United fan out there will think I'm crazy, saying it. They will think I'm crazy. But whatever I'm saying it, and it's going to be a fact. Just that I've got so many people, my friends and all, they are very, very optimistic that, you know, Man are gonna win. But honestly, for a change, NJ, I don't see that happening in this match because I believe Manchester City are going to come in bloody for that game. And I've also made some prediction, the players I will actually play in that game. I've picked people who actually played in that match. Now, this is Kev. The bit says we will win, saying it's been positive. And you all know the main man himself, United Post K, is in the chat. He's saying we beat City, we will beat City, my friend. Then it goes on to say underdog will win. And the score prediction is 3-2. Well, that is what something I am going to look for. And it says it's going to be a comeback from 2-0 down. Wow. Wow. And if something like this should happen, whereby Manchester City goes 2-0 up and Manchester United comes back to win it 3-2, that will be a kind of, incredible way of ending the season, you know. And that might sometimes, change the atmosphere. And if I was Ten Hag, this is the team I'm going to take for United. No. If I was Ten Hag, this is the team I'll go with. It's going to be Andre Onana, Aaron Basaka, Rafa Varane, Lisandro Martinez, Dalot at left back. Then I will go with Casemiro and Amrabat. I know people will be surprised that I did not include Kobe Mino. And there's a reason why I didn't include Kobe Mino here. Because I have to be honest with you guys. No matter how you see it, Kobe Mino is not the same Kobe Mino we know. It gets to tell you that this lad has been overplayed. He has been burnt out. The moves we see him make against the likes of Liverpool, the likes of Wolverhampton, he's not making those moves again because fatigue has actually set in and he's been forced to play. He also needs to rest because when you look at what's his name? Rasmus Højlund. Rasmus Højlund was dropped to the bench for how many games? 2 games. And he came from the bench to do what? He performed really, really, really well. And that's because he has been given a time to rest. He has been given that time to rest. Come in is fresh. He is fresh. And that is why I would go with Casemiro and Amrabat. And the reason why I go with Casemiro and Amrabat is going to make the game more difficult for Manchester City because when you have the likes of Amrabat and Casemiro playing in that double pivot, then, he allows the likes of Bruno to flow, whereby Bruno does not have to, start looking at the back because now he knows that Casemiro and Amrabat are there to do the job. And the reason why our player Ahmad have been, decent so far, and you cannot drop Bruno Fernandes because we have all seen what he can do or what his presence in the game does for a team. We have seen what his presence does for in a team. The few times he was not available to play, we all saw what United was like. Yes, I know. I, for one, I don't rate Casemiro. I don't talk highly of Bruno Fernandes. But, man, we could see it, that you could notice that there was something actually missing. You could notice that there's something missing in that team. And if I would add my way, guys, I would have played Marcus Rashford. But one thing we know is this, man. Rashford have been crap all season. And Rashford is also not doing himself a favor. Honestly. Marcus Rashford is not doing himself any favor. And it pains me, whereby you have a player like Marcus Rashford that earns around £300,000 in a week. Then probably allows the money gets to him or something of which I cannot explain. If I have my way, I would have played Marcus Rashford. But I don't see that happening. Except he's going to drop Rasmus Højlund for Marcus Rashford. Because we can all agree at the moment, Garnacho is a better player than Marcus Rashford. Garnacho currently is Manchester United go-to guy. He's the one they look out for to create something. He's the one. And the reason why he has been terrible so far, not delivering or giving that expectation he's expected to do, is because of the fact that he has been overplayed as well. This guy has been overplayed. Garnacho also needs some rest. But I, for one, know that Dropping Garnacho for Marcus Rashford is not a gamble that Ten Hag will be ready to take. Rather, I believe he would rather drop, what's his name? He would drop, what's his name? He would rather drop Rasmus Højlund than play Marcus Rashford as a nine. And United Post KE also agrees with me. You know, then he says, I will play Casemiro and Amrabat against City. That's what I said. And I'm happy that a United fan is actually agreeing with me. Then I'm happy. And if it doesn't work, I'll bring on Kobe Mino. But honestly, from my own perspective, if I had the power, I would have dropped Garnacho for Marcus Rashford. But the question again you ask yourself, or you ask anybody is this, or ask Rashford, would Rashford, even with the fact that Garnacho, shows that sign of fatigue in him and everything is over, he has been overplayed. But you still want to ask the question, will Rashford even do the little than that Kobe Mino does? Because sometimes it's not all about scoring goals and everything. It's not. Sometimes it goes beyond that. Because one thing I know about Garnacho, yes, he might be tired and everything, but he will still make the run. He will still chase ball up and down. And that is something Marcus Rashford might not offer you. And for my striking option, I will go with Rasmus Højlund. Because Rasmus Højlund have come from the bench to indicate that, man, to prove to the fact that what fans have been talking about for a very long time is actually the truth. That these players need to be dropped. They need, to be given some rest. And it shows. It tells you from the fact that he came in, like the goal he scored against Brighton, he took that goal very, very, very well. Very well. He took that goal very well. And that's the fact. He took his goal very well. I just believe these guys, they need rest. He needs rest. Then United Post K says Rashford will start over Garnacho. Ahmad might. Oh, wow. That would be incredible. So basically, what he's saying right now is saying there's every possibility that Ahmad might be the one that will be dropped. But do you guys actually believe that Ahmad should be doing that? But that would be kind of, wouldn't that be mean? Would that be mean, guys? Because for a player like Ahmad that been decent so far for a very long time, man, I honestly believe dropping him against a Man City's team, man, would be crazy. But Ten Hag, it's possible. He can do anything, man. And United Post K actually knows his coach better than I do. So there's every possibility that he might go the way he said. And we all know the team that Pep will turn up with. I believe this is the team Pep Guardiola is going to set up on that day against United. It will be Ortega in goal because what's his name? Ederson is not able to start. He's not able to play that game. Then Kai Walker, right back, Ruben Diaz, Ake, Guardol, and then in midfield to be Rodri and Kovacic. Going forward, Foden, De Bruyne, Jeremy Doku, and the star guy, Haaland. And the team actually look very, very decent. Looks decent. But like all everybody's saying, they believe somehow, somewhere, United are going to, get a result against this Manchester City's team. One thing I don't dispute is this, guys. Anything can happen in football. Anything can happen in football. And that's the fact. And I said something earlier about okay, I'm going to want to just put on my combined 11 for the game. If I will go for a combined 11 in this match, my combined 11 is this. It will be Ortega in goal, Kawaka, Rafael Varane, Ake, Guardol, Rodri, Kobe Mino, Phil Foden, Doku, Kevin De Bruyne, and Haaland. Yes, I know people want to say, how come did I put Kobe Mino in the combined 11 and yet I did not include him to start for Manchester United? Well, the reason why I put Kobe Mino and Rafael Varane there is this. Or let me leave Varane out because Varane is exceptional. So he deserves to be there. He deserves to be there. And the reason why I put Kobe Mino there is because Kobe Mino is only player, the only player aside Rafael Varane that can get into this team. Honestly. And that's the honest truth, guys. Kobe Mino is the only one. The fact that Pep Guardiola they actually made an inquiry to sign what's his name? Kobe Mino tells you everything you want to know. It tells you everything you want to know about how good Kobe Mino is. Honestly, it tells you how good and how much other clubs or other managers they rate this guy. And that's the fact. We all rate this lad. If there were people were crying about they wanna see, immediately he came back from injury. It was Kobe Mino. Everybody was screaming. They wanted Kobe Mino. And now this is the reason why you see Kobe Mino in this lineup. Because he's the one that is good enough aside Rafael Varane to make that team. It's Kobe Mino. But that's my own what's it called? My own combined 11. You are free to make your own combined 11 on the chart. Feel free to do your combined 11 on the chart. And if you're not watching now, if you're watching after the show, feel free to also do your combined 11 on the chart. Let me see what yours looks like. And yet again, I said something about Sky Sports. Sky Sports reports something about McKenna that Manchester United representatives have had talks with McKenna. I know a lot of people want to say it's bollock. They want to say it's bullshit. But guys, it's the truth. It's the truth. Even, what's his name? Fabrizio Romano said it. It's the truth. But if, no, sorry, Sky Sport. But for me, what I will say is this. It's a disgrace that 48 hours 48 hours before a very important game, you hear crap like this. Because at some point, I was thinking that, no, the reason why, what's it called? The Enos, Sergeant Ratcliffe, have not said anything about, what's it called? About Ten Hag. Even when journalists have asked him and tried to get answer from him, Sergeant Ratcliffe have always been trying to shy away from it. It's because I believe they do not want to, distract these players. I believe they do not want to distract these players. So if you have the like of Sky Sports coming out to make such a report, and if it's the truth that they've had talks with Kerry McKenna, then it's crazy. It's crazy because you can actually let this, like, it will not kill you. Allow the moment. Let this lad go into the final of the FA Cup final. You can on a Monday or even on Sunday as well, because Saturday is the final. You can start talking to McKenna if you want McKenna to take the job. You can start talking to him Monday, but you cannot disrupt and distract the players and the managers, because we all know something with this team. If there's one thing they do best, is Dantus. And the fact that they can now see that, okay, yes, they're talking to another manager for the job. Some people that does not like probably Ten Hag, that wants Ten Hag gone, might Dantus as well. They would Dantus, they lose the match, get the manager sack. But it's a disgrace. And what does that say to you? What does that say to you? Because it tells you Sergeant Ratcliffe and Enos are no different from the Glazers. Because the reason why I said so is this. You look at when did the Glazers announce that they've sold part of the club to Sergeant Ratcliffe? I think that was done on a Friday. I think Eve of December, around 4, on a Friday. So these are the kind of things you expect from the Glazers. And if we are experiencing it under Enos and Sergeant Ratcliffe, then it means Sergeant Ratcliffe and these guys, Enos, they are just, what's it called? The Glazers 2.0. It's as simple as that, guys. That's a fact. And then if I was a United fan, then I will be worried, guys. I will be worried, guys. I am not saying that Man U should not give the job to McKenna. I'm not saying that. But I just believe sometimes there are time for everything. Right now is not the right time to be talking to another manager. Even though you're talking to another manager, it should not be like it should not get leaked out, because it will affect the performance of the players and the manager himself. If I was a Manchester United fan, I would be worried, guys. I'll be like seriously worried. Seriously worried. Now, Thomas says Karim McKenna has given Chelsea the green light to step up their approach that could see the Ipswich manager replace Mauricio Pochettino at Stamford Bridge. Karim McKenna is looking more for the Chelsea job than the Brighton job, because it's only fair and it only makes sense that somebody like should take the job of Chelsea over Brighton. But right now, guys, what I don't know is this, man. I was thinking the Zerbi is the favorite to get that job. And I believe I was like, undoubtedly, like when they said, the story came outside that a club have actually paid the release clause of Roberto De Zerbi, I was saying it was Chelsea. That was what I said. Now, Thomas says, Inos are no better than the Glazers. Always knew Qatar was better for us. Every single person on this planet knows that Manchester United beating City in the FA Cup final will be a miracle. Yes, we can hope. We can hope. But if you are not honest with yourself, it won't happen. They can't sack him. They can't sack Ten Hag. I don't know what's giving you the assurance, you know, and the confidence that they won't sack him. I don't know. Because right now, the more I think about it, the more I think, is it there's a possibility that the Zerbi, or it is a possibility that Manchester United are the one that actually paid the least slot for what's his name? They're the one that paid what's his name for the Zerbi, Man U. Because the Zerbi came outside to say he was leaving at the end of the season. We had that a club played the release clause, and yet nobody's saying anything. Does it mean that it was Manchester United and they are waiting for Ten Hag to finish the FA Cup before they can announce it? Let me know what you guys think of the conversation, guys. Let me know what you guys think, because anything is possible at this point. Anything is possible at this point. And that's the honest truth. Anything is possible at this point in time. Because the Zerbi just seemed, it looks so calm, as like somebody that knows where he's going to already. I was thinking was Chelsea. But the way I'm looking at it, it's looking as if it's Man U. Then probably all this McKennie story are just crap. Like a means of diversion. Because that's what it's looking at right now. But that's what I think, man. But if you are saying they cannot sack Ten Hag, that is something I don't believe. Because if Chelsea can sack or pathways, let me just use the word pathways like they said, the pathways, Mauricio Pochettino, who finished sixth, he had a better season, a better ending of the season than Eric Ten Hag. So tell me, what do you think a manager like Eric Ten Hag that have spent 400 million pounds on players, what is his fate? What is his fate? What is his fate? And the question I want to ask is this, man. Guys, do you think if Ten Hag wins the what's it called? The FA Cup final, it's enough to keep his job? Do you think it's enough to save him his job? Because when you look at what Demasio said, he came after to say Ten Hag is going to leave at the end of the season, no matter what, win or lose. I, for one, don't know where he got, that story from. I do not know where he got that story from. But guys, do you think there's a possibility that that might be truth? I'm just looking at some news here, man. Let me just go to some chats. And for that game, the FA Cup final, man, for me, what I think is this: like, I still believe that Man City will win it. I will go with a 2-1 prediction, guys. For me, I would say 2-1 Man City win. 2-1 Man City win for me. 2-1 Man City are going to take that one, honestly. Let me just go through some chat here, man, before we call it a night, man. Before we call, my OBS is acting up now. Oh, my OBS. Yeah, let me just go through this chat. Just go through these chats before call it a night. Now my chat is just man, it's disappeared. It's crazy, man. YouTube. Think I have to just do it manually. Okay. Andrea says, shouldn't a club have a succession plan in place? Could not this talk be part of that? Trying to play devil advocate here. Eric Ten Hag in. So we don't have a director of football yet. We are going to fire a manager, hire a new one without talking with the director of football. Ridiculous. You can't say you guys don't have director of football because it has been said that Dan Ashworth, Dan Ashworth is the incoming football and director of football. And beside, the technical director is there. John Wilkos is there. And I believe Wilkos and Omar Barada are the one making decisions so far. So, and we all know Dan Ashworth is the manager. He's the director of football. Now, Untuli says, I feel like we it will it will be harder for Inos to sack Ten Hag if we win the FA Cup. Imagine promising change and going to repeat a 2016 Glazers move. Then Patricia says, just going to have to see what happens after FA Cup final. Going to be tough game. Best. Try keep things positive for now. It's gonna be a tough match, man. Then Misha says, what's the point of having Berada, Dan Ashworth, and all these guys if they are advising us to sack Eric Ten Hag and get McKenna? Well, because McKenna have surely can play good football, guys. This lad, they had more goals than Leicester. And you want to say about he did it with the championship side. Guys, to qualify a team from the championship to the premiership is even harder than the premiership itself. It's harder than the premiership itself. And you cannot just make it seem as if they are not good enough. How bad can McKenna be to Ten Hag? We have seen Vincent Company joining Bayern Munich, one of the biggest teams in the world, joining Bayern Munich. That is because they could see his philosophy. They could see he's a good manager, despite the fact that Burnley got relegated. And guys, we need to understand one thing, that this decision is not being made by you guys, man. It's not even being made by you guys. Then Kepa says, let Ten Hag finish his contract. Either he will do better next season or not, but the new manager is definitely not going to have a better season. And what's the assurance that Ten Hag will have a better season next year? If we went on to say all these leaks and manager bullshit is starting to scare me. I thought Ineos would make a genuine change now. I really don't know, and looking forward to finding out. And that was why I said from the beginning of the season that the very best thing for Manchester United currently was to sell was a full sale to Qatar. That was the best thing that was suitable for Manchester United. Now, the fact that the Glazers turned down 7 billion, 7 billion, they turned it down, tells you all you want to know, and tells you that Cristiano Ronaldo was right all along when he said the club does not give a fuck about the players, about the fan, about the coach. All they just see, they take that club as a cash cow. Imagine turning down 7 billion in a situation whereby the Qatar were also going to, build a new stadium. They were also going to pump in £1 billion into the team. Leicester Football say, could it be a scenario where they are getting insight to the team as it was there with Oli? Then Jean says, if McKenna comes, that's 7 manager in 10 years. Embarrassing. When we will learn to be patient. I wonder who we hire. Okay, I wonder who we hire in 18 months. But the honest truth is this, guys, man. You understand what you're saying, Robinson? Even though if Manchester United are going to be patient with the manager, I'm sorry, it's not a nag. It's not the one. It's not a nag. And the reason why I say it's not a nag is this, man. In his 2 years, he has been in the club, Ten Hag has failed to convince people that he is the man for the job. I'm sorry. In the 2 seasons Ten Hag have been in Manchester United, he has failed to convince people that he is the man for the job. We only saw proper football, good football. I mean, how many games to go? 2-3 games to go. That was when we started seeing them playing like what people have been expecting for a very long time. So, if you are saying if you are telling me Manchester United should learn and try to be patient, then get in McKenna. Get in Kieran McKenna. He's a manager that have been in the club. He has coached the team with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He knows what the team is all about. Get him in, then give him time. Be patient with him. Like what Arsenal have done with Arteta. But Ten Hag is not a manager you want to stick with, saying you want to be patient. But that's my own opinion, though. Please, let me know what you guys think on the comment section, guys. If you're new here, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. like, share, let it go worldwide. From me, your boy Tema Banks, man. I'll call it a night here. I'll see you guys on the next one, man. Good night, guys, and thanks for